DBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, guys, shout out to Renee Rodriguez and shout out to Alexa Grasso for really being very open to everybody. I mean, shout out. And quickly to TJ. TJ, I saw your comment, man. And the question was, you asked me, why do I support Alexa Grasso? And I believe that she had a problem, but I don't believe Amanda Nunes. TJ, I never said that I didn't believe Amanda. Remember, I said repeatedly that I do believe she has sinusitis, but I also said that Amanda felt like she wasn't prepared. And the difference here is Alexa Grasso not pulling out of the fight. Amanda Nunes did, okay? So Alexa not feeling her best, but she's still fighting. So let's go ahead and get on this video. Let's read what Alexa Grasso said, about missing weight. Okay, quote, Today was the weigh-in of UFC Mexico, and unfortunately, I did not make the weight. That's what she meant to say. First of all, I want to apologize to the UFC, and especially to my opponent, Randa Markos. I know that failing in weight is not right, and there is no excuse. I have never failed at weighing, which is true. My food and my weight cut was excellent. I had the bad luck of being on my period, and the serious thing is that it gave me an infection on my urinary tract. The doctors checked me out along with my team and decided that it was better to stop. It's better to stop with the cuts and start with the antibiotics as soon as possible. I want you to know what happened and that my health is always first. The fight is still standing tomorrow, and I will leave everything in the octagon. Thank you for your understanding and support. End quote. Okay, guys, and you can tell Alexa kind of struggles with English some, so I had to kind of break it down. But basically, yeah, she told you she had a urinary tract infection, which, y'all need to call me Coach Adamas. I told y'all she was on her period. I told y'all that this girl was on her period, and I told y'all that when women are on their period, they can easily bloat, okay, and they retain water. That's just how it is. And see, let me go ahead and educate you guys also about the body. When you have some kind of infection, your body will tend to hold the water to try to actually help the infection. That's what the body does, okay? The body is a magnificent machine, man. God almighty. And it'll take care of you when you try your hardest to not take care of it. But yeah, man, I'm glad. Alexa is a class act. I mean, she really is a class act. And for the life of me, I still can't understand why people just don't like her. I do. I mean, the girl's very, very nice, and she will even take time to respond to comments. She tried to as much as she can when she has time, and whenever I leave her a message, I mean, she always responds back to me. Always, and it's like it's nothing but the utmost respect for Alexa Grasso. I mean, I think she's ready. I think she's ready to fight, and she just wants to get the fight over with. That's what she does. But they are going to have to do something about these women and the weight cuts. With the men, the weight cuts are not as bad, and men actually handle them well, except for Khabib. Khabib didn't handle his weight cut that well. But for the most part, for these women, they're going to have to figure out something, okay? Either they're going to have to raise the allowable weight limit, or they're going to have to come up with some kind of, some kind of rubric, of following weight, things that happen to women, or they're on their menstrual cycle, and they're going to have to get a doctor to check to see if they're menstruating. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion. Because see, what's going to happen, and a female body needs more water than a man's body. I mean, that's a fact. And what's going to happen, one of these women, they're going to get gravely sick, and they're either going to be on a deathbed, or they're going to just get injured from these weight cuts. And, even Randa Markos, man, God, Randa looked totally drained. Like, Randa looked completely drained and weak. I mean, both of them, man, it's like, it's a strain on the body, man. And, you actually want the fights, to be good. They need to raise the allowable weight limit. Now, I'm not saying like you go crazy and come in 10 pounds over, but, maybe 3 or 4 pounds, within the limit, I think that'll be a good thing. Because some fighters, they small. 115 pounds is hard. And imagine if they were atom weights, okay? And it's hard. Most of the time, these ladies, they balloon up to what, 135 pounds? I know Joanna Jacek, I mean, hell, she was 137 pounds when she wanted to fight Valentina to replace Amanda Nunes. So, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, crap. What do you do? I mean, they have to cut an enormous amount of weight, you know? And, you know, yeah, maybe these women could do a better job of, you know, keeping their weight down in between fights. They could. But, you know, that's not their walking around weight. 115 pounds isn't their walking around weight, you know? And, you know, most of these women, they really need to keep their walking around weight to at least, okay? They shouldn't even go above 130 pounds. And me, if it were me and if I was a trainer, I would be weighing them weekly and keep them at 125 pounds. I mean, I would. Because losing 10 pounds is a lot easier than losing 20 pounds. I mean, that's just the way it is, okay? But Alexa really just came out and told everybody, you know, she wasn't lying. She didn't, and everything's been verified, okay? And she was on track to make the weight, but, you know, I don't know if you ever had like an infection, but them urinary tract infections, man, them things are they painful, man. Well, I've never had it, but I've actually seen an athlete that had a female athlete that had a urinary tract infection, and she was in a lot of pain. I'm talking about a lot of pain, man, and she just couldn't take it, man. And so they had to give her like a lot of antibiotics, man, to really stop the tract infection. But see, there are some things, man. I'm gonna tell you. There's some natural remedies, man, that they need to be doing with their with their diet, man, when they're doing this. And you can actually avoid a urinary tract infection. But a lot of these fighters, they don't know about natural remedies or things that they need to be putting in their food, okay? There's certain herbs that they need to put in their food while they're training to cut down on stuff like this, to help weight cuts a whole lot more. You know, and even, you know, I mean, I always wonder, why won't some of these fighters do juice fasts? Like, why won't they do that? It's so much more easier to cut weight like that. Your body's not being depleted of nutrients, and you're pretty much going to go about the day. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe some fighters, I've had wrestlers do it. I've had them go on nothing but juice fasts to actually make weight and do it safely. But anyway, shout out to Alexa Grasso, because, you know, she pretty much came and she told everybody what was up. And, you know, it looks like, though, she's ready to fight. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harris, and I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.